Hello and welcome. I'm on the lot at Volkswagen. We're on the used lot and I found an e-Golf. Oh yeah, remember this? This is a 2015 e-Golf. That means it's electric. Let's talk about why this car is one of the most useless cars in the whole country. Now, first we're going to look at the tires, and I wanted to show you this. Okay, so I was looking at the dates. There's the date, 27/18. This tire was made the 27th week of 2018. All right, so tires are well over 5 years old already. So think about that. Now, surprisingly, this car has 55,000 miles on it, which is amazing because the range, according to the EPA, when it was new, is 83 miles on a full battery. 83 miles. Isn't that awesome? Boy, we got some curb rash going on too. Can nobody park their car? Be careful when you park your car, all right? Because the car otherwise looks pretty good, really. This has the pop up. These popped up, remember that? So this would pop up, and underneath there is the camera, right? So great. You also open it from there. Parking sensors, charging ports. Locked. Because you don't want somebody getting in there. So if you charged it every time you used, say, 50 miles of it, this car has been charged 1,000 times or more, potentially. So that means over time, the batteries on these cars, this is a 15, remember, they get a little weaker. I'm going to estimate the range of this car right now to be in the 70 to 75 mile range on a full charge. Now, according to Volkswagen, on a quick charge, this is only 50 kilowatts in this car, you can get 80% in 30 minutes. So when it was new, you could go from 10% to 80% in 30 minutes if you can find a CCS quick charge, which then was harder. It'd be easier now. That means in 30 minutes of sitting, you can then drive 60 more miles on a full charge when it was new. 80% of 83. 65 miles or so, right? 65 miles. So you drive an hour and then you got to park again and charge for 30 minutes. This car was only a compliance car for California because everybody out there is an idiot, and they mandated that some cars would have to be zero emission. So cars like this, there's an electric Focus, there's a Spark EV out, all they did is electrify the car for California mandates. This car was sold new in California. I think that's the only place they were sold, and that's another problem with this car. So the car was sold new in California. This dealer never sold an electric Volkswagen. They were never sold here. So getting it serviced is a problem because we're going to look on here, and what does it say? As is. That box, it's hard to see, but that box is checked. And most aftermarket warranties that I've looked into do not cover electric components because they're so expensive to fix. So if you buy this, consider that. Now, yeah, it only has 55,000 miles, but the batteries are a problem. And here in the winter, you can expect as much as 50% of the range to be lost due to cold. So that means in the winter, you have the potential to have a full charge on this and only get 35 miles of driving out of it. It's not worth it. The car new was $35,000 about. Now it's $11,000 used. And that seems like a great deal. If he's got one around, there's one right there. It's going to be way more money than this as a 15 with 50,000 miles. So this is going to be one of those cars where somebody's going to come in and think it's a great deal, and it isn't. And if they're smart, they have it fully charged. They probably don't, because dealers are not that smart. But I'd have it sitting. They have a charger over there, by the way. I would have it sitting on the charger because they have e-trons and stuff here. So I'd always have it full. So when people go to drive it, they'd see, oh, it's full, and so how fast it is and everything. You know, it's quick. And it weighs 3,400 pounds, which is almost as much as my Escape, four-wheel drive Escape weighs. So because of all the dumb batteries. So is this a good buy? Absolutely not, even though it is cheap. It's cheap. Not worth it. Not worth it. As an around town grocery getter, Maybe, but I still think you can do better because you really can't go anywhere with it. And if it breaks down, where are you going to take it? To Joe Schmo's garage and pizza parlor? I don't think so. I don't think you will. In fact, I think you will just be stuck with it. Repairs could be very expensive. I don't even know if they could do them. I'd certainly ask the dealership, can you even fix it? Although they'll probably like, oh yeah, we could fix anything in here. We got mechanics. So I don't know if you could fix it or what you would do with it. All right, so that's the story on the e-Golf. I've never seen one in person because they didn't sell them here, and they hardly sold any even in California as it is. Rare to find one, but not rare in that it's worth anything. Just rare, okay? So that's the e-Golf. Thanks for watching. Don't buy it, and we'll be back soon on the lot.